Hello, 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 hello. Synchronizing, synchronizing. Hello, synchronizing. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. What's happening? How is your social experiment going? Hmm? Those who think to be master manipulators, because they just got a few algorithms and put your words to use your words and deliver a discourse that is based on your words. That's use an hypnosis, which came from the ancient ninjas from China and Japan. They were the mind slayers. Now, one of the reasons that I am here, and I know, is because before being born, there were certain people who thought they should be born first to teach me, because I didn't know a fuck about all this. Because I was like, I'm not a person of speech. Like, everyone can talk by themselves. So, can I, rival or be up to that? Because at the same time, I'm not really into that. Because people are so easily manipulated by what people think. Yeah, so that's the reason I am here, basically, just to speak my mind and be free of thought and speech. It's good to hear things with mystery. What is that? Welcome to the School of Mysteries. So, before we're born, we give ourselves to the things we want to in the name of love. And because we're disattached from the material world as souls, we have this heightened blissfulness that's from the spirit. And not everyone has that stage, because we have been born many lives. And as we are more and more humans, we are also part of the animal form. Anima comes from the spirit, which is for the animal, and we still have that. All right, so the more humans are on earth, the more animals become humans, the more we're learning. And we can learn in 1 second, really, just to get back in tune with our instinct to perceive throughout the senses. Doesn't mean you are an empath, because you have many qualities as well, from your intelligence and to discern. So you have a freedom and free will. Of course, the environment is very important. Only people that are to a certain degree capable of changing the environment take it personal, because they represent the environment. All right. So it comes with authority and a lot of experience to have failed over and over and over again. What is authority? What is the decision making based on what as well? So as we clear the earth from evildoers that are a net of what's been constructed from the devil to manipulate you into belief the material world and what you look like and what people think to believe is more important to be part of the greater group, so you keep your power, your piece of power is ending as we speak. You have seen a false prophet could be Jordan Peterson. You give him work and he doesn't give anything back, and then he claims it's his work and he doesn't want to share and bring people together to make this. So he takes it like if it's his finding. And you give time for people to have redemption, to consider. At work, I'm still working in a store. We had many managers who also try to abuse of power, but sometimes it's like, how can you allow this authority to be working with you when the whole essence of the environment has not evolved to say the truth? The manager is stealing, this is missing. They see the numbers, they know it's against the law to put a poster from the Chinese restaurant so you have free food in your family from the Chinese restaurant. It's against the law. It's against the law, against the landlord, it's against the store, because the customers go to the Chinese restaurant, against the side of the door. Yeah. So it makes no sense at all, and everyone quiets because they don't want to talk bad about a thief, which is not just the stealing of the property and the common sense, is what comes after: the bullying, the bad energy, the wanting to covet people. The thing is that we actually are good people. We don't really need things, but we love every customer to have found. Is symbolic because they're coming out of a castle right into the store, so it brings meaning to them to have so much happiness and bring a memory. They feel they are worthy as a king or a queen. They're coming out of this state of a realm where you can feel it by the kingdom itself. So there is such a good vibe that what you're picking also has a meaning. You're giving it to a family, to yourself, to your husband, to your best friends. So it's a very jolly time. And this is what every person that works in this store has. Jolly spirit to cheer that moment. And there's no reason to steal because we're already happy. What more you need? Yeah, sometimes something here and there for your family, yourself. We sell these ones in the store. What is the need to talk bad about other people? So when you are in such a energetical field of goodness, and we have other workers who steal, so we give them a chance without judging them. And I put myself in first person. I have also learned, and it's true, I used to joke a lot, and sometimes when you make up jokes, my analysis is that 2 out of 10 jokes become odd. But you can always make it up, like, make other jokes to not go to that way, and but depends on the scenario you have as well to deliver these jokes. So thanks to the ladies around me who are British ladies, they are more like hoo, 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 ha, 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 like so they continue the positive vibe, because laughter makes us relieve the tension from that which is giving us a tension around these taboos or tension. So there is that laughter. So you laugh about. In countries they have no tension, like in Denmark, they don't have laughter because they don't understand, because they don't have the tension. So there is no relief, no need to relief. So there is no understanding towards the jokes. It's not because they're stupid or anything, it's because they don't have that second thought. So you keep it on uncertainty, and if 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 you start to become too reasonable, people start bluffing. And we keep working and have that jolly spirit. So we all have created this spirit as one, working as one, and no one is talking about anyone. We go to work and we go home, and we like to keep things on perspective, right? Because we're still checking, oh, this is missing. Oh, now it's orderly. When it's order, you can detect better when something is missing out of place, because everyone is taking accountability. Everyone is a manager, and we all have the freedom and clarity and positivity to bring the results, and that makes us very happy as well. We did the day. So in the same way it happens to the kingdom. You have sometimes people that come near to work, and they can be also thieves, and they can also be fraudulent people who are diverting the meaning of our work and hurting us and threatening us and making us be something we don't want to be. So one doesn't want to be in a state of war or attacking or defending or on any side. One just wants to work by the book, which is very simple. Don't lie, don't speak bad about others, don't steal, because stealing comes with all the lineage of the devil, which is unconscious, and we can see it through, because when you are surrounded with good people, you can see it through. You can have this facade and nobody will have the evidence to bring you down, but everybody can see the truth. So you're only lying to yourself when you have these people working in. And we are on a moment in life where half of the people, more or less, think that is normal. The people that are managers or head office, if they think to be superior than employees, it creates also a twisted tissue of reality where they are giving power to the corrupted because they are having a higher status in the company. And it is funny because I come from families where we always had our ownership of our home and our work. They were owners. So it would be like hurting yourself. Why would you do that? So they always talked about employee mentality because they don't know what it takes to have your own possession, property. And this is one of the things that I've always thought that people need to have their sense of property. This is a problem with communists as well, in a greater scale. I wanted to talk about this later on. As you can see, the people sitting next to Putin as he's speaking, and they're suffering. The Russians are suffering. So if you have empathy, you would feel it on your skin, in your spirit as well. If you feel humanity within you, for that you will have to have role play so many characters throughout the timeline in different countries, ages, sexes, and forms to role play nature, representatives of the primal elements. You would have to role play a lamp, and just so there's no dialogue there. I had to rule so people keep in character. Don't talk as an animal, unless everyone is talking as animals. Walt Disney. Yeah, but make it as realistic as possible. unless you belong to verse which is fantasy, or but still you are in character representing that. Otherwise, go and make a human. You're speaking your mind as you are. Get out of your state of mind, which is the average. So you have to understand that by role playing and becoming in character, in Christianity, we are taught to feel for others all the time, to give to others, and then we take the last part. I mean, not every Christian. I've seen this. I was taught this in my family, and others were sort of like newly rich ghetto. They would just take the big piece at first, and I would like, this is called the prince, but we have 3 sons of kids, and of course they were not all blue blood, and I was not blue blood either, but why would they do such things, right? Parents wouldn't be there to teach them, so they have these cheap nannies who don't teach their children as well, and this is what's supposed to be the high class. They're not very well educated either, with these cheap nannies. But it's to be a better person when you feel for others. Doesn't matter if you pick the smaller piece. I've learned also from my own experience that creates a lot of pride. So you win over, right? Because you've proven to be the best person. So it doesn't mean it's better, really. But you cannot be on a passive mode all the time, and you gotta know when to attack and enter. So if you have pedophiles supporting Donald Trump, you will see, well, maybe Jordan Peterson agrees to sleep with your children because of a reason. Let's forgive. You will have people manipulating with algorithms. Doesn't mean it's YouTube itself, but I don't know from what office they belong to, the government or the technologies, but they are using the algorithms that you have. You have certain words, and I have many, but many accounts of channels because I study the algorithms, how they work. And it's no need to do that, all right? Because we are better than that. It's not going to work like that. Integration, if you want to talk to me straight. Don't send me a little bitch, all right, that has emotional problems and doesn't know how to manage its rage and violence and high voltage of energy. It's not about control, but you need to, at least find your glasses. When I lose all my glasses, this is the last ones I have. Let's wait. So at least you can check on it. You check on it, and you see, hey, this is the energy that's rolling. You're not attached with it. It's not your energy. You're just a witness with it, and you try to let it settle within you to make it clear. And when a person takes things personally, they will attack you as well, because they are defending themselves from something is not even from them. So you watch what people say to you. You watch what people say on internet. You watch all this emotion and filtering and how people gather together because they think they're from the white supremacy. They think, they just came from the middle class and got a mic, and here they are with a lot of viewers. They don't even know what they're talking about. So this is not about divide and conquer, but this is more about having a universal understanding of why the fuck are you here. So when you understand all the desires, the manipulations of using others, your lack of love and this a need to be loved by so much power, which is a translation of love as well, to be loved, to be feared. Because people will still love you because they fear you. If you don't give them that love, you will go. So they fear. Unless people have find another sort of love. So it's can manipulate people that are in love with God. They are in love with serving, with being part, no matter how many lives. So you're treating with another quality. And you can't manipulate that. You can only put yourself in a lower degree if you think you can manipulate that. It's like you think to be God. So it's been studied. The abuser will never surrender. The abuser will never let go because they still think it's their power to abuse. So it makes them think they have that. They have made a pact with the devil. So they think to be immortal on the degree. And that is false. Because we love our humanity to be humble and see through. That's why a child can enter the kingdom of heaven, or a poor and the meek. And when you carry this ancestral memory, you can remember as well and see through some bits. Because we still carry a lot of trauma through our past life. Doesn't mean that we are holy, yeah? There's a lot of holy people in here, do not forget. This is the only generation on this timeline where we have the best people that God has created alive to make this happen. So never mistreat people who are working for you. Maybe they were kings, maybe they were top warriors for many past lives, and they are here helping and recognize who are trying to divert the work because they want a position of power. It's not, they're not thinking about the work. All right. So integrity, when people study Jung and they talk about integrity, I have integrity, but it's different. The is integrating. It's like, thank you, I'm already on my own integrity. Yeah. All right. I already have integrity. I don't have split personality. I can roleplay many characters or create or this and that, music, dance, see all the patterns through all the arts, how we talk, how we perceive between in that lapse and pause, what's being staged in between for us to feel how is it moving in sync. Because that's who we are. We are parts of creation and creation at the same time. So then you're telling me to integrate? Everything is about integration. No. You have the system that makes digestion. You have a system that has the blood. Yeah. You have another system that's neurological. And you have muscles and skin and tissue that holds all that together. And for some reason, you're like 80% water, more or less, but it's held within the integrity of whom you are. But you cannot ask that person to integrate itself because it already has its parts. So it doesn't mean that you gotta mix things. So I am against integration, because I am a motherfucking role player. Alright? You are not. None of you are. And those who listen to me that know they are, they know. They are, of course. There's just a few. Because of greed and corruption and evildoers to think to be doing good for humanity, but they are corrosive and corrupting and rotting the path for people to synchronize around the world, to allow this interaction happen with their tools and trust, to give one another credit within the system where they pick and cast, like casting the people they would like to work with in which village, that it has a church nearby or a temple or whatever religious place to be welcome, and see if they like to do something and mention it to a village there. So you cannot bring things together and say, let's integrate. No. No. You when you build characters that are fucking evil, they're evil. You cannot mix things. Alright? There is no integration. A serial killer will keep killing. A twisted person will want revenge because you got him or her to avenge, because you have to be eliminated. If you forgive a person has done wrong to you so many times, thinking it deserves, and many of these times there's no need to do wrong, they just do it to feel superior, because they are some relations through pain. I mean, you have to be you have to role play a lot to understand the relations of pain. There are so many people that's been raped, but they divert from different personalities of abuse. Alright, I mean, childhood rape, childhood abuse is not the same when it's the mother, the father. All these dynamics, they have different interplays of abuse, pain, and different forms of gaslight. When it's your own father, you are fucked up for life because your father loves you, but you love your father and you will forgive your father again and again because you love your father. So this creates a greater compassion. And at the same time, if you're a woman, when you grow up, you are a manipulator as your mother to gaslight, just to have the facade of a marriage. But you are the sickness as well, pretending to have a holy marriage because that's what you were taught from childhood. So women resent a lot. They're becoming old because they're not the little bitch anymore, because daddy compares you with mother. Every rapist will tell you're special. So there is the bone, and it's twisted. Every abuser will make you think you're special, because that they are deals there. They're dealing for you to have a piece of you, and nobody likes to be raped. So how are you going to forget that and not tell to anyone? There's a threat. So you have to be silenced. And there are so many character traits, because there are so many different personality disorders that come out. I can see it even throughout generations, why the father was not there, for example. So if you are going to love someone and the person has all these problems, you say, okay, I can love this person until here. Yeah, just be total, just love, and then the person will see what's separated. The love is still there as one because you had love, and you will see the disengagement as well, which is holy as well, because it's transmuting without judgment, is allowing this space in between to be seen and heard. For men, if you're an adult, you will love your inner boy to be protected by your inner man. So men will enter into violence and protect themselves. They have a lot of protection towards, like, so they are so, you can see it. You can see the level of abuse. Some have been abused just because of being there as a child, not necessarily sexual, but this distorts the mind. So we're living in generations where there is so much freedom and abundance, but at the same time, the taboo of loving another person and experimenting what is love. And then you shut down all these senses, and your mind as well is distorted. You think to be in control, in charge, and have people, but why would you want to have people around you that are stupid? At work or as a family, what's the point? And that's how we administrate our possessions and our goods. So I want to relate with people that are willing to administrate their own and have the capacity of taking care in a system where there is no need to have corruption because everything is seen. So you cannot integrate good and bad unless you want a hot chocolate, yeah, and you want the powder of chocolate to mix with your hot milk. It's not integration. You just made hot chocolate, all right? In a few seconds, it will become shit. Get the best nutrition for your body. Integration. It's filtering all the time. Deconstructing to become something else. And our nature is on a state of flow, continual flow. It is just our inventions that are cutting through everything to generate other forms of things. So we need to look at nature, we need to look at the world of the map together and see it on a 3-floor high to really understand. We cannot see the world on a parchment or in a screen. You will understand from another angle by becoming small, especially for influencers, people who study the world and humanities. We all need a degree of spirituality, yeah? We all have that, and it's good to honor that in the presence of our gathering. As an entity we are, because we have different forms of intelligence that belong to different parts of ourselves. And we need people that have authority of their own. You want to make love with the person that has authority and is an adult, because what do you know to earn that authority? To cry so you get something, threaten everyone, you're gonna kill yourself if you don't get something. That's a toddler mentality. It has not grown up. Maybe it's been raped since he's a toddler or 5-year-old. These are very hard stories. So would you put a person that represents authority on this mental stage? For example, borderline, or people that are threatening everyone constantly and trying to triangulate others with things that are not. So the body itself creates its own authority. It is said that each country deserves the authority they have because they didn't act upon it. It's difficult to rule with the respect of others because people have a lot of damage with their inner authority from childhood in their families and the public school they come from, because there is no respect towards authority. I am broke as fuck, but I come from the top class. I used to have a lot, not from high class noble. I've lived in ways where you could see that your teachers don't have any sense of property. They just have a salary and think to own the class. But at least you are with students or kids that they do have a sense of authority because their parents earn their fucking money. They know how to risk their fucking shit and take care of many people. You're not just being paid by some higher director, or you learn to talk to people with respect. Yeah, because from childhood you start to see these adults talking to you in a way that nobody talks to you. If my family doesn't talk to me like that, and they don't allow any of the employees to talk like that to us, why would we let you talk like that to us? Because you're socially resented. And these are many teachers that are on private schools working with people that have more money and sense of property than them, and they hate these children because they have this sort of antisocial behavior, but at the same time they belong to the system, and they hate so much where they are, but they follow the rule to become another degree until they make it, right? Until they make it, but they're still so rotten inside. And this is where the freedom comes, when you allow yourself to look at the truth that's killing you within and let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it die. Because you don't want that to kill you. It's not the devil, it's your own doings. So my German therapist, who was the favorite of my mother, that's why he was close to me, because my mother worked to bring him. Her desire was to bring him. She loved him like there's no tomorrow. They were never together emotionally, but she loved his work. He's still very handsome. He's older. They have a path. He was a doctor, and there's only love you can have towards a person that is teaching you by being present, and that's treat you with another quality. And he would say people will hate you because you are showing them the truth. Dark chocolate. So eat up on it. What can you do, right? I have a lot of dirty jokes, but my neighbors have a thin wall in between with me. So I need money to put the microphone on the stand, and I don't have it next to me. I don't want it next to me, and I want to stand up to feel my body and be a little more performative. So I have fun with it. It feels so boring just to be sitting in here, and I need money to have my children or a superhero. So the meaning of hero has been taken out, and it used to say it comes from Hera, the goddess of Greek mythology. That they are changing the dictionary, so the people that are from Greece know the meaning of Hera. This is why it's so important for each culture to protect their artificial intelligence, the memory, and everything they have encoded throughout history, which are not hundreds of years. If you put the work of all these people that's been there before us, you will recognize how much value you have. Because it's not about, oh, no, after 110 years, there is free copyrights. The meanings from India, because they want to rewrite it for the white people. At the same time, the white people, some of the white people are supporting this because they're globalist, all right? So I am being supported because I am a globalist. You can judge me for everything. I am guilty, but I am a globalist. I believe in universal understanding. I need to feel you as well within this. Just get the fuck away from here because you are doing nothing. People will keep with their conspiracies. People will try to put themselves out, to put others away. And anyone who tries to come in between to destroy this would be only a false prophet and the devil itself. So we don't need to create a national war from the left and the right. I've been saying this from the day I came, to prevent. We can prevent 20 years of wars. Get it in your fucking brain, even if you don't have a heart. Get it up your ass if you like your anal sex. Put pepper on it if you like it and it's itchy. You can understand only through pain and hurt and violence. Then get it. Just get it. That's all the integration you need. I can go to commercials right now. as a woman and a Venezuelan, I do not wish my country to have oppositions and fights. If I had a South American algorithm, it will be uncontrollable to stop these fights that has been happening from the times that politicians from other countries are wanting to manipulate the politics. This is not what it was built to be when democracy was invented throughout the parliaments of the Greeks, and a reason why Socrates opposed. And under the lineage of my father, I do agree that stupid people should never vote, because you create stupid dictators like Donald Trump. I mean, just look at it. We can give him power so he unites the world, because he has the best people supporting him, including me. And then he goes and fucks it up again. So I'm like, how I'm going to be... Because that's what geniuses do, right? You have to clean the shit of these motherfucking stupid people. Because that's what geniuses do, yeah? Fixing their fucking problems. So now you gotta fix this fucking problem with the tariffs. And all the little bitches you fucked. Fuck off. Get out of here. You're gonna unite the world and make a historical treat? That was happening when Biden was there already. And take credit for it? Fucking hell. Get out of here. I want Camden to be the president of the United States of America. And people will vote to whomever they want. Would really people want to become in a state of love and abundance and share and stop fighting? Because we need the image of someone who represents everyone to a certain degree. The right, the left, the black, the white, the Spanish, whatever is relatable. But there is no need to do this. In Venezuela as well, any idiot can be a president. If you have people that are supporting the country, you have to be very mentally ill to auto-destroy yourself as a president. Very. And have a long trajectory of fuck-ups. Because God knows that even if you were fucking adult woman, that's okay. You're a free man in a free world. And it's not that, because you can be forgiven, but you keep killing people. Beautiful people who supported you. You keep betraying people that supported you. You keep betraying for the green energy. You want to put Scotland against the United Kingdom with the petrols for more drilling. You keep betraying your own self. So you want to shake hands with everyone so everyone supports you, and then what? Betray the half? Then expect to have an inner problem with yourself. Who on earth would do that? At least you bring a dialogue and bring a stage where people could talk about what is better for our future with green energy. But you want to fuck up Venezuela because it has a lot of problems? I'm gonna fuck you up. So take all your shit away from the borders of Venezuela and stop killing our people. You're gonna be out of your position anyways. Just think how. The same people who gave you power can take it away. Like that. You're nothing. And you have to become nothing to understand how important it is, the times we're living now. So this is a prayer It doesn't matter if I'm online or not. It doesn't matter if people would see this or not. We have a collective prayer. Every human is a mirror of humanity itself. So, you want to be loved? Start confessing. But the abuser will never confess, of course. You never expect that in a therapy group or from the people you love and have trusted. Because people are just learning to administrate and care. So what is caring? Fucking a few little bitches and give them a few coins there? So they love you back? Because you gave them, money. Sucking the energy of people. You're destroying lives. And there is a huge collective out here because there is a lot of men who love to make love with women who are healthy as well, to be loved back. So men are growing up to think they have to be rich or they need a big dick because that's what they see in pornography. Or they have to learn to be mean and, so they're respected. There's all this extravaganza of nonsense. You only need senses to love. So these perceptions are like, hello, can I feel something? Like straight forward. And we're born out of this, so not me, of course. Forgiveness is beautiful, of course, otherwise you will have nothing. My mother would always say, if you don't trust, you can't have anything. You cannot make any negotiation if you don't trust. Of course you can lose. But how much I have lost, how much I have won. We'll just play again. Not everyone is being born to be a player because we've been cut away from our wilderness. As we were animals to enjoy in the wild, and we need to return to the wilderness to feel the nature, the virgin state of nature, and also understand how some deserted part in this world who's been corrupted by nature itself and its people are returning back to that natural cycle. All right? And we need to get out of our civilization to feel more. We all have the power to feel. It regenerates. There's nothing wrong with it. Every phenomenon that comes through feeling is a form of intelligence to perceive. It's very important to take care of our senses and our perception as musicians, through the arts, through the sounds, through the sciences, understanding what these sounds are about, why we sense these sounds, and respond to these sounds. We don't respond to these other sounds. Because if I come here like a benevolent mother or woman, you won't respect me. Because you've never respected or been respected through benevolence. A benevolent person you've seen is not a good answer to be. It's not good. You've seen only suffering through that. For your side, through your mother. So the person you love most, which is your first relationship, that is your mother. I'm talking to everyone in this world who had a mother and was born. This is why the very rich don't want to give birth. They would accept that it's better to not feel so they can be in control with money and power, because feeling is a deception. They're very twisted, of course, and have no idea what they're doing, because they have a brain size of a bean. But if you put a rich person out of their protective field to risk themselves to feel and see what you do in this case scenario, their intelligence will start to form, but they don't have any risk to think anything for their own until now. They can use people's work, they can use people's pussy to have children, until they understand, oh my God, I don't want a child that's stupid. I can recognize my own stupidity, and I even feel proud of it, because we all share this stupidity. Yeah, let's go manipulate this person. Gosh, this person is here because it cannot be manipulated. Duh. How stupid can you be to do that? Tell me. What is it that you want? You want to relate with somebody? Stop relating with your mother. I'm not that person. Women and men, because women fall down into that category as well, and they're trying to get out of that imposition. So there is like a distortion field where women start to try to not be that, and they try so much that so again, you're having science fiction woman coming on that you've never seen before, and you want to believe on it, but at the same time you have the same hatred towards women and your mother, because if your mother could have raised you better and she did not suffer, you would still trust that woman and what it meant to be perceptive and vulnerable, because women need the support of man and or society and their work and income to feel safe and raise you with all the love you love from your mother that was nourishing from the belly. If they breastfed you, that love is within you forever. Even if it was just 1 year of breastfeeding, you know true love exists because of your mother. Now imagine being born from a woman that's not your mother and you have not been breastfed. So what kind of informational path throughout nourishing through love are you having? There's none. So yes, you can have all the money in the world, you can get all the little bitches you want that are just 18, turn 18. Yeah, you can pay other women to give birth to your children, because you are creating stupid monsters that think it's okay but have no depth of their own, because the true depth of that core comes from the belly of your mother, breastfed, that love of being nourished, that connection with the divinity of your mother that's forming your being to perceive with your first senses already from the belly of your mother with your ears. That's the sound of the people she's relating with. And if she's going through violent sounds, which is particularly dominant on certain people and cultures or low class that are more aggravated, like the poor. Not in India. In India they're very gentle even if they're poor. So there is there is an instrument of sound through violence. If you are raised within the belly of your mother with gentleness, or she's in charge of her job, her home, or an outer job, and you feel that power of relation where she's making her decisions and she has a response. So you're being created in the belly of your mother, and you're born with this relation with society. So that's your perception as well. Those sounds as a creator. Because making business is a creation, is one of the most beautiful art forms to be a mediator. Some are being taught to do that from childhood, to be a mediator of speech and have trust. It used to be to manipulate the masses through storytelling and miracles. And we still believe in miracles because we have a source of imagination that can transport us to belief with unreasonable forms. Because it's beyond reason. It's touching other portals and states that are metaphysical. If you have been there to see miracles, it's your own experience. You cannot understand something you have not been a witness of. What is a miraculous experience? And when you feel that through a person that has a miraculous experience, you also feel that miraculous experience. You want to believe in something that is beyond reason. That's paranormal. That there must be something higher. Not because you are raped and you feel special and they're going to abuse you so you work for free or bring pleasure, or your energy is being used for that. So then you start to the fear. This is a miracle. This is not a miracle. If you're being born or have done gestalt, has done regression, not just confess to the priest. It's very important to confess. Just the moment I was sharing with this lady who works in the charity, and she always goes to church. I wish to go and to sing. I love the singing and the rain that it feels. That's divine. And I have a lot of help from charity. So she said, it is hard for me to go to confess as well. So many times I don't go and I trick myself. Because it's the moment where you are going, until you go there and get in your knees, that's already a realization. It's a long path to just make that decision. From the moment you make that decision, you're already on the go. It's not about being integrated to another form of intelligence or someone that is supreme or is going to take authority over you. You're going to become more conscious. And take dominion throughout. What is good for you is good for others as well. Yeah. So on one side, I would thank the President Putin to shake the earth of the satanic elite who is corrupted through what they call democracy, because they are manipulating in a war to take over Well, the higher status are free because they're never going to attack them. And they just fight to have that place. That's not why democracy was built and the freedom of expression. You will see the tyranny again with Donald Trump wanting to create gag orders and doing the same thing the other ones, because they in the past it worked. It won't work now. It's still sort of floating, like you still feel Gates there and all these people like, yeah, they stole my work and they're still free. So people are like, yes, no, we have some power, but it's not really working. Oh yeah, Prince Andrew lost his titles. He just fucked a 17-year-old. In Europe, it's legal. Where were her parents? But they put all these people together who were also doing this. So the Queen Elizabeth knew, but she was gaslighted, and in those times it was normal. And forgive me for saying the truth, but that's how it worked. What's she going to do? Do you have all these people working for you and putting the business together? What can you do? They're all fucking children, and I tell you, what are you gonna do with that? You lose your business. So that's the typical mother that has a child and will just create, when you're so good and give so much freedom to your children, and it's going to be always okay, you're creating a serial killer, you're creating a person that has no consciousness about hurting others or having a certain degree of understanding. You think you're living on a heaven, but meanwhile, you're being under attack because of what you did. But this is an image in general to all the abuses on this earth, including Putin. Putin is another abuser. He just abuses in another form. He's just having all its people under misery to use the money of the people for wars, poverty, and we are trying to clear away our own problems as a society. Venezuela would need an intervention of its own people. Sometimes you need a person from the outside to tell you what nobody would tell you, because everyone is engaged for their own part. They all belong to this part. So how can you undo this? You all belong to that. You're just going to die and nothing's going to change. They're going to remove you. Nothing's going to change. So you need an outsider form. This is why totalitarianism you cannot allow people to become tyrants. In the moment that their people are conscious and responsible, tyrants don't exist. You can have the most enlightened, good person to become a president. If you have people that are irresponsible, they're going to end up making this person a tyrant, because they are going to blame on a leader for everything they cannot do for their own. And that's how tyrants exist, because the people are not taking responsibility, and they get tired one day. They get tired, and they will wish them all to go to war and kill them in war, because they lost it. They lost their love. They lost the initial desire they had to do good, believing there was nobody as good as them to do good. Because they enjoy with their penis so much doing good. Mind-blowing. This is the problem. If you're a genius and have to solve these problems, you really look stupid, because they're stupid problems, yeah? And you give an answer to that, kind of like, Yeah, stupid answer, but that's where it's come from. So, loving someone with devotion until last breath is the most, I would say to my daughter Debbie, the greatest gift God can give you is true love. And then in New York City, I told her when she was around 8 to 10, I don't remember exactly, 12, 14. I said, look, you will have to pick if you want to be famous or have true love first. I recommend you to have true love first, because when you become famous, you don't know if you're truly loved. But if you have true love first, you can become famous later. At least you know it's been built, but you won't lose your true love. Because you can lose your fame, but you won't know who truly loves you. You have people that don't love themselves either, because they want something from you. That's what most this generation comes to destroy all those that are famous, because we're moving into another dimension of multiplicity. And yes, they are rulers, and yes, there are people who are more famous, but there is a different connotation towards everyone that have the possibility to become creative and also share. To share, you need to give and receive. So that also gives your inner applause as a creator. Whatever you are, ambivert or not. So ambivert being introverted and extroverted. If you're extroverted all the time and lack insight and think to manipulate from the inside of others, this is what's not working anymore. So you're like, God, I have been like this all my life. I'm now in this stage. Why is it not working now? Because everyone can see the truth now. And everyone that's been born for this has already chosen this path to destroy the very famous and corrupted. They're giving their life to us to destroy their lives as well, to be a witness to this testament. And you also gave yourself there to represent your class as the last. So there will always exist good and bad, in the sense that people are evolving and they don't know what is good and bad. Yeah, related through the pleasures. I do this, I have pleasure, I have something. I don't do this, this happens. If I do this, I eat. That's good. What is good for me? Yeah, I ate another animal, it's good for me. I'm alive. Okay, that's survival mode, right? So you will have many humans who are still in survival mode, and you will consciously see that's happening on a survival mode. The person is not very aware of what he's doing, because still believes on hurting others because it's going to be good for them. But a person that is fully conscious and can differ what is good from bad doesn't need to do that. And those are the people that belong to the kingdom of heaven. They know. They know everything that you do. And it's not because they have more money, or they are in an elite, or they are on a certain club or clan. They simply can see it through and are today alive to see you and bring this new system abroad. Even those who were to support it and would say, yeah, I would sacrifice myself to be part of the old belief system so I can transmit this message. And they will believe me, the academics will believe me. I will give myself so the academics will listen. I sacrifice myself to be married until the end, to make believe that I'm a good person, to make it channel through. And it has been a profit and has seen things come ahead over the times. Yeah? And other past lives too. But why is it false? Because it has always lied to himself, to his self, of his family, what form himself. And there's no need to sacrifice yourself. There's no need to sacrifice anyone for your pleasure. There is no need to hide the truth. That's a false prophet. A person that will use other person's words, other person's work, other person's call for help to claim it their own. And it doesn't matter how much you talk with your wife, it doesn't matter how much you analyze the situation, it's always going to be the same. You don't need to sacrifice anyone anymore. You don't need to sacrifice yourself. You don't need to sacrifice anyone. Those days are over. Because if you're sacrificing yourself, you're killing yourself. Why? There's no need to do that. There's no need to do that. To say that something has happened and say, also to erase the work of women. Yeah? So those are manipulations that are false. Every manipulation is false. Creates realities. What is false? Yeah. So when you can see what is real from what is false, you enter into different realities. Yeah. Some are passages and break because they don't have the depth from first stage. It has no roots. It has no beginning. It cannot have any end. It was a mirage. And then you look at the other direction and say, it was reflecting from this source. So you look at your source when you look at another source that allows you to see your source. This is what my therapist from Germany, the Bapath, would do with me. He would just be present. My mother never liked the name of her mother and would jokingly laugh and say, why is a beautiful name? Presentación. She has presented. Yeah, like it's the meaning is beautiful. It has very strong phonetic. It's a presentation. You can only be a witness to something that is truth. It cannot be that you're gonna give all your power to Jesus unless you can feel that mirroring in yourself as well. Because then you have fanatics who are with or against. But if you have set well with that present being, some kids can remember from childhood the beauty of the love from the priest and the nuns, how they pass the word, because they are being in that present of giving, and it's contagious. So you are becoming more aware and present as well. They're mirroring something to you that's so devoted. So when people have given themselves, it's not a sacrifice, it is a joy to give yourself. It's so different because there's no need to forgive. That's always there. That love is always there. Maybe more distant, maybe with closed doors. If you have that love, you have the power to open it again or see the distance and all the possibilities that have been shut for. And at the same time, the frequency of love which goes through. Love isn't seen and is powerless when it comes to be paid, because it has no measure of money that you can buy love. It has been proven on and on and on. So everything starts to fall down. This is why the devil hates love, because everything will fall down. And that's unconsciousness created by desire. You think it's love. You want to be liked, you want to be loved. But you've learned through manipulation, through making a belief, false stories, because this is good, this is bad. That's the mind. So the gift of giving teaches in another form. And that's a reflection that you learn from your parents, from the people you're around. You just see it. You see it on and on. You don't even need to talk about it. Like, what is this professor talking to you? You look at each other like, you know, you want to be a little dictator to us? Like, we are brats, you know? Like, don't treat us like that. We're good, man. We're fine. And we had so many teachers wanting to there was many, and it's like they must talk with each other to say the same things, because they are like all conspiring against us, because they all want to kick us out of the school, but they can't, and they say that. They say it in different ways. It's like, my God, they really are. They work as people of authority, and at the same time they hate the authority they had to go through to become like them. But they are paid by a salary, and they already know how they're gonna die, but at the same time they resent what they're doing. So I really recommend for people to have a different form of education where there is more freedom and playfulness. But having kids sitting in a classroom looking at a little dictator, it's not nice. It's not nice. It's good to sit down and have discipline. Another thing is to learn through presence. So I could take care of my children right now if there was true love. from the outside world, a world that's not defeated, a world that's not in a defense mechanism, in a world that doesn't need to prove superiority on and on against each other for whatever reason is with and against. So you cannot have integrity with the polarities, because you will have a nuclear bomb. And anyone who studies science or what it means, you have the negative pole, the positive pole. You put them together, kaboom! That's all you got from integrating. Up your ass. You like it? Do it. But don't ask me to talk about integration, because then you're just gonna end up fucked up. So, okay, let's go and fuck it up. You can't force people to be like you are on your side. The greatest domination there is that exists is through love. But what do you know? By the way you're doing till now. What is it that you know? I can speak about this little problem I had, but I didn't speak about this, all these problems, all of these problems with evidence. Why? Because you're still lingering there through very thin strings. I know you want to destroy the past and think science fiction is the way. You want to destroy the earth, so you create your new world, but you're still living in the desire to sabotage the beauty of creation that has got till now. And when you feel the love of your people, there's no need of suffering, sacrificing anyone. That love is becoming through you. It's not yours or your people. So you will think, do I want my people to have an algorithm that has been tyrannical? Would I want people to not have freedom of expression? So I keep on power until the end. Because I want to exist in the algorithm as well when I die. In the spirits of the people, you want Russians to always be suffering and sacrifice. What are you not going to create in this algorithm? Because I can give you a key. I can fight for you to say this, for that, because we need to become more responsible of taking care of our cultures, a land, to allow people to administrate themselves. They need that freedom. So you've been grooming so much hatred to hate the West. This is why you don't want your people to talk with the mediators or mediators that are talking about their freedom of expression all around the world. Because people in China don't even know what that is. They've been so indoctrinated to work since centuries that the Buddhist masters had to flee away from China. There's a long history in China where the emperors will try to abuse the spiritual power, so they work for them, so they can abuse others through their spirituality. And it had nothing to do with dominating people. These are monks, Buddhists, who give themselves to spiritual realms, but all they wish is other people to also free themselves through the spirit. And so there's been always a distortion between those who handle power in material world and those who are in the spiritual world. This is what we need to have both, not against material life, also enjoy the material life, that's through the senses, but at the same time not be so corrupted with spirituality. So this is how we learn to take care by detecting this is bad, this is good, yeah? But not on a survival mode, because it's no need to anymore. We have people that the good and bad, but if you put it on a balance, it's no need to. So you will remove these character traits. So interventions happen when you are so unconscious by your own belief that you will have to destroy yourself and what you are administrating. So when an intervention comes, it's against your free will, because your free will doesn't have the capacity to take care of the situation you involve yourself. And those interventions are needed from outsider entities. So this is why each culture needs their own algorithms and their own authority to take care, because otherwise another one was going to come to make you believe the war hero doesn't come from Hera, for example. But this is not against women, because Hera would take care of Olympus, and they would take care for the heroes that come to Olympus. Yeah, they will always praise the victors. And Zeus was beyond Olympus as a creator. He was beyond the hill of madness, because there's so many people trying to be what they're not, and then to make it to stay there is different. As a hero becoming immortal. So they are corrupting the history of meaning as well, and why women host their homes to make their men stand up and beyond, because they don't have that culture to accept where it comes from, the meaning. They say, no, the Latin, we have to erase that. Most of the English dictionary, the percentage is being corrupted. They don't say it's coming from the Latin. They say, oh, it comes from the French. There is. It doesn't matter where it comes from. The point is understanding the meaning itself. You had a few runes there, that's it. But you also had a lot of mythological stories people will tell one another. Much being copied. And the Greeks copied also from Egypt and also made their own. But if you allow one culture to dominate all the algorithms from the world, they're going to wipe off your culture. And that's not universal understanding. They're going to suck the hell out of you and leave you with nothing, just in the core. Hopeless, without identity. You won't even know where is your land. You will be just walking like a lost soul. You will never be able to come out from that. You're giving yourself to the devil. And there are many people who will shake hands and give their soul to the devil. There are many who will judge women. Jesus loved women. Jesus didn't write the Bible. Jesus loved women and freedom. I learned from my husband he said because he had a deep reflection with Jesus as if he was himself because of a car accident. And well, maybe it was true, maybe it was not. I have disputed myself to not judge because I don't have much judgment really. I'm just there, and I swear to take care of him in the same way I thought he would free me from my past, because I love my family too much and I needed to move on. So that was our agreement. And he taught me to think about Jesus in another way, because he would talk in first person from his car accident. And I don't know whether it was true or not. It didn't matter to me. As a role player, I was very interested because he was speaking first person. And he was very handsome too. And I do love beauty. And I do love when someone is unique as well. So it stands out. I don't like average. Like another one. It's like manufactured. So it's more tasty. Something new to digest and savor. Makes you think things you've never thought. Like in that way, from that, like, oh, it's like, I mean, Jesus is right here talking to me. And then you're just thinking, oh, well, it's like you're watching a movie. You know, you don't want to really go crazy and thinking that he's really Jesus. But at that moment, like when you're watching a movie, you really think it is. You know, that actor is playing that role in that moment is true. So at the same time, you're like checking, self-checking, and just saying, just watch and for this moment, just be perceptive, yeah, no judgment, and never judge him, never call him crazy. I've always cared for him when he had nobody as well, and I trusted in his beauty and other source, whatever it was or not. So I thought to have the capacity to do that, of course. And I was wrong. I learned so much. I've learned how much I wasn't. Yet it taught me so much because it opened a door of another dimension in me. And he said to me, the world is not ready for Jesus because people are become fanatics. And it was not about that. It was never about that. About making the word of others your word. A lot of ego trip, and just what he said. It has nothing to do with that. So I thought, yeah, why would Jesus want fanatics anyways? I wouldn't like it either. Stupid people. So if you want crazy stories, I have a lot, but they're real. This is a real story, biographical story. I used to say, don't believe in my stories. Make up yours, recent thing. You will love to believe. There is a Jesus, there is a Messiah going to save you. Those were all politics. Because in that reflection of beauty, nothing needs to be done. You're already in. It can be translated in so many ways. When people are in love, they don't really know why. I have not been with a person for 10 years, and I'm only saying 1% of what happened. We were just friends for 6 months. But I was so in love with this friend, and I was really like, why? It was not because he was bad, but for me it was already a lot of work trying to put myself up on my feet, and a lot of problems to care. Try to get my kids back. The multiverse been stolen. I still have more work to deliver for the multiverse with a formula. My mother would love to have my attention as well. I love to be with her, and just in my imagination, in silence, and dreams with her and my sister. So everything in the storage, still in boxes. I am living in a capsule. I don't have my home. I cannot move. I feel hostage. I feel I don't have the authority of my work. I have people that are engaged for convenience with these pedophile rings. Doesn't mean they are. So they would never pay me, so I'm hostage and poor. So I can triangulate people. It's not being coercive, because I am demanding to pay what's my work from the role players, but at the same time they want to be involved with me, but they want to use it to hack. So they pay, but at the same time they are not paying me for the work to happen, because I'm not gonna give my work for free. Duh. If it was good people, yeah, I would trust. I can give it away when I know who is in charge 100%. It's not in good hands right now. You have Mark Zuckerberg, who is free, and they coded in Facebook for pedophiles where to get these children, and I don't mean like Prince Andrew that are 17. Children, they've coded. It went through the American committees and members of the Congress with all the support to put the tech titans together. Only 5 representatives as an example to get the rest in the world together and respect their entities. But they're corrupting everything. They're using one's intelligence because they have none of their own, otherwise they will have their own to use it, to corrupt it. And this man is not in jail. Bill Gates as well is not in jail. So they have the power to corrupt. The system, the new system, is never going to come out with these people in power. The people who are allies sharing this, and people that also work in intelligence service who are exercising experiments of manipulating people, especially vulnerable people that have problems with algorithms, and they use their information to think they're being, because the vulnerable people are the ones who can commit murder or try to kill, for example, Trump, or kill someone else, or try to kill but they have other shooters. The vulnerable people don't have the education I had in India of meditation, of hypnosis, of PNL, which is an hypnosis. But I have it to protect myself. And I know where it's coming from. I know how algorithms work. I know the words that you use. This is why I have 2 Facebooks. So I have different algorithms. From the day Facebook started, I have wars of hackers because I would always fight against the hackers that want to copy, because the most powerful are the ones who are ahead and still alive, of course, because those are the ones who are always supported. You always want the best. So are you gonna bet on the worst because you have pity? No, you're going to bet on the best horse. You believe you want to win. So I will always bet on truthfulness and the need to not hack, because these hackers would break down your pages and try to manipulate your stories. I've been doing this from day one, and telling them who is who, because you don't know who is who, and you know their ways, you know what they do. They hack, and then they say the other person has hacked us, but they did it themselves to make you believe with pity play. Because when you're really good and you have everything there, not just from the imagination but from the true storyline, what they want to do is hack, lie, and copy to take the role players as well on their side. All right. So this is the problem when people like to go with little bitches or have anal sex, because they're always fighting to see who has more dominion, who is stronger, who can fuck up the other. That's their mentality. And the gaslight women who want to belong to have power. and this happens with men and women on these fields. They can be very good, have good intentions, but they fall down to the same again and again. And you can see they might have money, but it feels so fake and false that you don't really want to give any power to these people. There's no integration. The only integration that can go is down the toilet when you flash it. There you go. Just be born again. Please. It's not working. It's never gonna work. You want to put the leaders of the world together like that? How? You want to take the leaders of the world down the drain? That's not the sink I was talking about. I have my human rights. So why would people believe in me if you are extortioning me by not giving my children, not giving my money to my players, because I have written it myself. 8% is for the role players in virtual reality and the mediators in real life. That's my 8%, right? For those who can see with that reflection. You need to role play in other people's shoes, the way of your ego. You need to exercise meditation, to exercise the work of so many who have been in the path of the spiritual fields. To see those who have devoted. You need to see those who have devoted themselves fully, like the priests and the nuns, some monks. Because the problem with the Buddhist monks is that they are detached from society. Most of monks and priests are still in touch with society, to help society, those in need. That's what makes them more human in the material world. They are bland, they feel for society at the same time, even though they are totally engaged with their spiritual. They do have problems, because we all come from problems. I would say some priests and nuns come from families that have schizophrenia or had some horror stories. So to not become mentally ill, they seek for healing by giving themselves to God and trying to heal that. Or from past lives as well. We've all had a life where we were a nun or a priest. And it's a moment of retreat. And the monks too. But most have been so hurt. So this is why many monks or priests cannot find enlightenment. Or nuns. They're still judging the outside world. Because they're still hurt deep inside. Their renunciation, to renounce, had not been truly become to maturity, to disappear and be part of the whole of creation and God. So it walks through you, beyond judgment. You're still attained to judgment, judging others, because of your own fear of madness. Because this is coming from an old path of renouncing because of that madness that brought you there. Your family or in relation and within you. I will still honor all of those who give themselves to spiritual path one way or another. I would say 1 out of 3 priests are truly devoted. But they have been also praised before, and they love so much to study the scriptures. But these writings are like poetry, who just take you immediately to another state. And we can all really feel that from the moment we are born, when we have a mother and father who have brought us from true love. And it's healthy. It had achieved a degree of freedom. There are problems, yet there is forgiveness and understanding. So there's another quality there to understand. Yeah? There is where you can see the truth. You are not going to fight with people that cannot see the truth, because you already know the answer. So please respect my people of Venezuela, my people from South America, the Spanish community as well, from the Latin, from the Greek, from the Egyptians, from the cultivation of this earth. Respect people's independence, spiritual growth, for them to find what is real from what is false. Can only be present. You can make your scientific approach to prove what is what, but you are on that degree to do so. You do not have the power to make a quantum jump, because you're still wanting to prove something. And reason works on a different layer than quantum mechanics, for example, or that which is unseen. That's why the unseen is known as the unseen. One is, I've been saying it since I came. If you want to say that the mysteries, where are the mysteries will be unknown. If we know the mysteries, it won't be the mysteries anymore. That's it. That's all you need to know. What you can do in the mysteries is only in the mysteries. It can only happen within the mysteries. Because if you feel judged that you're going to be this or that, you lose that freedom to move, to be. The spirit has beyond the material reason before it composes. So you have to love someone because of this, because of that, because of this judgment, and because of that. Then you are losing your ability to love beyond your senses and judgment. You're just loving for these excuses to reason. So you're trapped within this formation that you cannot move away from there. So that's the reason for that. That's knowledge. But that's not the unknown. So you might have some algorithms that work only for a culture to maintain its heritage and its land and its properties, so it's not out to destroy by greed. There is so many boxes being made, and it needs trees to make It's not recycled paper. They also use trees, so it's softer. You need to see the earth to take care of the earth. And the people that are born from that side of the earth will feel it wherever they are. And there's another part that is universal. Yeah. So you have friends that move from one town to another, from one country to another. If your leaders don't know how to handle technology, if they don't know what it is, if your leaders and your lawyers, the people that work in government, don't know what is technology, what's going on, what it is, you cannot make these laws. So forget you are superior and listen to those that know. So this is a division. It's not to destroy United States of America, but what's happening on the right is making a definition of what is not to happen again. Yeah. If you want to unite the world with a false prophet, do it. But you will be immediately removed in the way or after. You can have the support. I will keep talking for the humanity of this world to do good because I was asked for it. But I have said, you are going to come to the light because you are not the devil. You are a child of God who loves to play. Been playing with me. It's always again and again and again. We've been on this always together with other people as well, other beings back and forth here and there. And it's always the same. So people are waiting for someone to sit on a throne. People are waiting for this script to be fulfilled when the earth is ready and ripped. There is always going to be evil and problems because people are learning. What do they know? These are not the ones who inherit the earth. To administrate the goods can only be good. As a child would, right? Like, we're born with so much innocence. And why would you hurt another person? So those teachings are removed. They're not integrated, right? I have already said it and I will say it again. The abuser will always abuse until he's caught. He will feel sorry because he lost the freedom to abuse. That's the only feeling he has. So we have a ring of abusers in every level. The abuser abuses himself and think he's good. He will think it's paradise. He will think being rich is being in top of the world, being better. Everything that you can buy with money to be pleased, beautiful women around, that they're loyal to them, all of these relations to bring evil to fruition, so it works with the laws. they gave a pact to do so, doesn't mean they're good people. They are willing to kill anyone because in their minds they think they're good. This happens to everyone that's an abuser, okay? So we cannot allow these people to become leaders and presidents because they're supported by people like that as well. These are all forms of informations that the devil might have unconsciously, because it's all this that means devilish means unconscious. Is rooted in the underworld of how you digest. Is a very visceral form of thinking and acting. So think how your intestines move. Your intestines move in a way where your consciousness does not move. All right? Your consciousness has also a paranormal consciousness that is related with the consciousness of others. Yeah, in relation. Does not compute by itself only, but also the sheer field. Your consciousness, where we see, where we eat, how we speak, how we're relating that we hear, to eat, to value with our hands. But our digestive system is constantly, yeah. So you have people that are acting on that level, deconstructing. That's a form of killing, to eat from. Yeah. So you see all your being, you're starting to become conscious. If you are conscious, you wouldn't eat sheep. So in Dante's Inferno, as a metaphor, to put it this way, the devil is like your instinct, your intestines there. But you don't move by that. You would eat healthy. Yeah, you don't need to have such a violent organism to digest. All 80% of the sickness we have come from our intestines because of how bad or unaware we were with the outside world to digest. And doesn't matter what we do, we have a sick environment, that's what we would eat. By the misery of those who are leading, who are evil. Because only an evil environment can create evil. You don't see people dancing or happy. You don't see people trusting one another. People cannot hug or say something out of their heart. They will be judged. So if someone is loving, they're stupid, they have to be judged. Then you have societies that are under a dictatorship. But this is happening everywhere. Yeah? More or less. It doesn't matter if democracy or communism is a threat, it has to go to jail. It has to be killed. Your mind doesn't work that way, because if you're conscious, why are you going to destroy a part of your body or have twisted information of your body to accept bacteria who are going to destroy your body? We would live longer and better in a healthy environment as well. Why would I have to eat canned food and have all my work stolen? I'm working every day here from my consciousness. I digest with consciousness and listen with my senses. I see the beauty of the King Charles going to the Vatican, the new Pope with his smile, coming together, and I dream and wish by the goodness I see they are bringing good to the earth, because that's what you like to see when you see authority. As a patrician, as a son of God, as a part of your Father. As a child that looks at your mother and your father until the day you die with respect, appreciation, and gratefulness. And you trust, and you will return. But what happens if you cannot return? What's wrong in this society and system? What is it wrong? Who are the people that are against a system where you can see where is all the money going to government? Because it cannot be that all the money is going to national wars, to hate another because of your party, to get more money out of a cake. What happens when the technological fields can see the corruption being made by people that want to manipulate others? Why don't you go enjoy your life and let people enjoy their life? We still like to work the earth as a meditation, to see one another. I like to work in a store. I like to do... We don't need so many robots, because we need that human interaction, not just online. Online is not healthy. Just with your family. Something that's colloquial, kingdom light, Buddha field, an energetical field from our real beings, to explore as well as to maintain. It saddens me to see Venezuelans out of Venezuela, and to hear people joking about Venezuelans like if those jokes are from them. So the joke about the Venezuelan, because we Venezuelans joke about being Venezuelan, because we Venezuelans, we go as we move. All the values that you would take from our land are never going to be taken from us, because you will have to deal with Venezuelans. That bad we are. And this is a joke that you can only understand when you are Venezuelan. You are proud of being that bad. You need to have a criminal mind to protect yourself from criminals. That bad you need to be. You little dick. Because if you made love with all your body, like all your body was a dick, then you wouldn't be a little dick. But you cannot love with all your being, with all your body, and surrender with a woman to the unknown. But you have to copy a joke that you don't know from Venezuelans to say it like if you're superior when you've never reached an orgasm by yourself. Because you think your little dick is better to be safe there, between your pockets. The pocket between your pockets. Because you cannot trust anyone. You cannot love anyone. Because you are afraid of your own judgments. That you're not going to be loved by an outsider force. It's not about Venezuelans which you have as a problem. Is that you look at your little dick too much. When you come on a state of love, there is no comparison. The woman will love you so much that she will want to eat you and strangle you. And if possible, strangle your dick, to eat it all until you vanish within her, so she can also vanish with you and follow you. Only then. That much love there is from another that will love to love you. So the old woman is like the feminine organ. All the woman becomes the feminine organ, all of her, in her devotion to you, as you are the masculine organ. The problem with many men that judge their outside organ because of the measure become gay or resentful, hateful to women. Now more because pornography, and second because of female liberation. So men are totally they want also the third because they want free sex. Man always had a lot of free sex. Not everyone is had holy matrimony to love one another as one. So men have been always with their own stories. They had their money to do whatever they want just 100 years ago. And let's not talk more about it, all right? It's enough. And there were also women that would live up to those things. And okay, there is love everywhere, but there are also limits where you auto-destroy and think in wrong ways. That's your own right. But the way you speak is by the way you do it. But it's the way you treat others outside your realm. All right? So if you only see women for sex, or you only talk about women because of sex, then that's all you have. You just want man to be part of your group, or of this class or sect. All those are survival modes. So many men become gay. The other one is because of the free sex they can have. Because if you are with one loyal relationship, then you don't have free sex. Because nowadays everyone knows the truth. There is internet, people are speaking, and so, or you go with someone that has little money and you can sabotage and to silence a person, or it has to be more stupid than you, so you can outsmart them to do what you want. It's having a lot of sex and take as much money you can for you. Yes, there is a lot of love. That's how people learn to love. Hello? That's what you're being part of. So what happens when you are meeting the unknown? Oh, you're gonna die. And that brings you a new stage in life that makes you a new person. At least it's based on true love. And the true love, when we get married, is given to God as a portal to serve humanity. That's the whole meaning of having a holy matrimony. That's why people have so much schizophrenia before having a wedding or having a committed truly fully. Many don't want. They share a false dream. Many women know, but what else to do? And just keeping the dream alive. At least have it in your head. Or say, oh, well, I'd rather be writing fantasy stories than believing in this falsehood. Because for many men, the belief to be loyal is to be castrated. You're not a man anymore. That's the undertone between every man to rule above women based on hatred towards women because of their mother. It all comes back to the pussy of your mother, where you were born from. So much love, and then this betrayal. To never trust again. Because what she went through. You don't want to be as her, or under her dominion of suffering. So we are moving towards other possibilities we have with the system to respect what is the sense of property. So there's a lot of interplays there. You will love to be with women that really love you, and at least you know what is true love. That is in the moment. When you really love someone, you give everything away to become total. Why would you hold on to something? Like, God, really? Are you gonna be thinking what your mother said? Like, can't. Are you really gonna be violent? Were you afraid to die? You cannot be with someone that's afraid to die. This is never gonna be something of our creation to the world around us. It's not just for us, because when you're with a woman that's with herself and beyond herself, or you much or you don't much. So there is a procession from beginning to end. You've been born to surrender, and you've already committed to see this path with the ups and downs, yeah? To remember. I particularly love people that made an effort, because I've made an effort as well, and to honor everyone's work and mistakes to do it better again. So you know how the story rolls. It rolls because this is the nature of life. It's not because I say so. This is being, oh, this is gonna don't make me go. I don't really want to go to fix these problems, really. Like, just leave me alone. No, but you're the only one who can work, because I'm the only stupid person that would put myself in that situation. Oh, nobody plays the fool as good as you do. Well, I am a fool. I'm a fool. Oh yeah, because we are this and that, and also, even in the spiritual realm. Oh yes, because we were. Yeah, everyone loves unconditional love, of course. I want unconditional love for me. I really love the people I follow. Most of them don't have many followers, and that's why I love them so much, because it becomes more intimate. They're a little bit like me, like a fool talking just to a few. They become like best friends. It's not that they are reading tarot or astrology. It's more like an intimate talk, where then you have all these delusional people saying, yes, true, what you said to me resonates. And like, well, yeah, you know, because it doesn't matter what they're saying, but they are speaking their mind openly. And then you are also with people that are like you. They're a fool. Yeah, they are listening because they're heartbroken, they have love, and everything is being destroyed again and again. You never have people that come together and they're just a few, and you're just listening to someone that doesn't know your life at all, but is talking to you like if it knows. So it's just they're just talking from their heart, their imagination, their nonsense, because they don't know you. They don't know you at all, and they're not talking to you. There are many people there as well. So it kind of happened that you also are listening to this person. He's talking to me, not to you. So they say that talking to a collective that much to this, and maybe not everyone. But they open your imagination. You don't really want to be known. You want to be part of all these people that are listening, that are just a few. None of them are looking for fame, to be somebody else. They're not looking to outsmart another person or do witchcraft or change the story for their behalf or do voodoo. These are people that have something that's similar to you. So you're all united, and it's intimate because it's talking towards what's being a fool. Everything you give is been taken. All the love you've been giving is been distorted. Your things you had to fight for on some stage to learn to protect yourself, because you learned that it didn't work. If you are good, it doesn't matter if your mother told you so many times that you have to be evil because people would respect you and love you, because men like to suffer, so they will appreciate you more, and you would still believe, I don't want to be like that, and you would play that with your characters and have a lot of fun, but deep inside you still will refuse to. You still want to believe in true love, and you deserve that because you are the creator of your true love, and that's what fools do. You have to be a little bit of a fool to start a journey into the unknown, and you would do it again and again throughout many lives. You won't have people that are controlling while they're being a fool. You won't have people manipulating and distorting and stealing, because you have many people that are aware of the beauty of sharing, even if it was a glimpse or a few seconds. A few seconds, you just look to another person, and all your life is gone. But the moment you died, you gave thanks to that person, because he maybe was never there, but he went there to fight for the country, protect you with all the people in the kingdom. You will give thanks to him and all the warriors. But that's the only true love you had when you watched him march away. And he looked at you too. You might never get to meet, because you belong to this nonsense of serving a kingdom and fighting to maintain the kingdom. So these stories are changing, but those moments that made you feel like a fool are never lost. There is a reason perhaps that remains there, and you might forget, but God will remind you. You've been a miserable motherfucker all your life, but you've been always reborn because of that memory, and you would be a fool again for that. Many people, thanks to the devil, think they are the devil and they can fool others. Alright? Most in this society would do anything for money and think they have a position of power because they have fooled others. And we can see them on and on and on. Now, until what degree are you going to allow this to rule the world? Or your own body, your own life, the environment? If the judges belong to one political party or the other, and the members of the committee as well. The truth is that once you see it in the system, you just click on it, you see it, not only by intuition of self-awareness, an intuition of seeing from the intelligent form. You need that evidence to rationalize and see that it's the person you like to vote to trust. Not because it's been manipulative or a showman or fighting against the other. We don't need this anymore. We don't need more wars anymore. So every country is going to learn from their own experience. Yeah, they all have their problems. So I have mine with my environment. What problems I have in relation to my environment to have accomplished this work. Grandiose ideas. Well, I've been raised to have grandiose ideas. Some do. Some have expanded into other universes and verses. Not every universe is a verse. The verses belong to each universe. And the multiverse has many verses in it. The multiverse is not many universes. So just think, would these people say to me, look, this is your percentage, this is your work, or just corrupt it and steal it and shake hands with their own and keep stealing and thieving? While they keep doing this, China is going to take over with the algorithms and help behind the scenes. Doesn't matter if they don't have petrol, they're going to help because they have a workforce. The advancement they have is that they don't lose time with our analysis and filtering, because we are filtering for them as they copy what's best idea, and they are already taking over by granting power and mediations, because people in the world don't want wars. People in the world don't want to be manipulated. People don't want lies. So the moment you walk off from the office because you're fired is the moment America will recover whom they really are without being split. That's it. You've been dismantled. I'm not here to put balm so you keep doing it. No. This is what's happening. China's gonna keep give all the algorithms to the rest of the world, because if you don't do it, they're gonna do it. And they're already doing it as I speak. So you have to be very stupid to trust in stupid people. That's why you trust in me. Yeah? Or you are a sadist that loves to have anal sex as I torture your mind, because this is your own making. You like to suffer by trying to trick. This is the love making of abusers, and many men, they need to prove who is the stronger, like with the anal sex, and those who are men with gay relationships among men. Doesn't matter what noun. They will prove who is the strongest, right? Mentally, physically, and economically. These are power plays. They do. Yeah? So who is going to finish in top of the other? This is the, right? So when you're speaking with this type of people, you perceive their mechanics, and then again you put them there and say, just fucking relax, you know? It's not about that. This is not about world domination or anal sex or abuse to children and women. Because part of the right has that, and part of the left too. It's different. It's just different. The left is more accepted, they're fucked up. At least the right wants to keep it straight. But they're equally fucked up. Not equally. I think it's just, I really have a lot of elaboration and thought towards, so I'm not going to talk about it because it should not happen. Yeah, I should do my hair so it's visually more pleasant. You can have your private life and fuck however you wish. You know, I will be watching it with my imagination, or I could pay for it. There is a moment where you simply surrender and allow yourself to move with your lover. Whatever is violence or not, or whatever darkness is there, which is raw and pure. You will always have to understand who has the handle of the leash or the whip or the bar or whatever instrument it is that is holding you. What is the pleasure you seek? When you are beyond all those manipulations, you're in a state of flowing, and you see what holds you together, what limits you to form whom you are, together and apart. That's a state of tantra, and we need to bring sacredness to what is being a man, what is being a woman, what is sacred with God to serve humanity. If you're giving yourself to be celibate as well. If your partner wants to be celibate, great. If your partner needs to be alone, great. If your partner wants to love another person or is loving another person, great. Every form of manipulation is a passage to learn to love better. What are you doing really for yourself that you love to do that's related to true love? So you're going to insult the little bitches you pay that are not even mature women? So you feel superior in the same way you would sabotage other countries to make them pay? Those times are gone. No one is buying that story. Your group has a foundation of little bitches who are paid to have that position. They are not people of truth. It's been prepared already by a master class. People of love, true love, is defined with their own mistakes. We've come here to talk in first person as sinners. So everyone that feels as the sinner can reflect, because we have a lot to clean within our character traits, and for one another to deliver not just democracy and freedom of speech, but the way we relate to one another. So it's very dangerous to have these leaders in power, right? It worked in the past. We cannot be having, oh, sensational, they're famous, so that's the only way you can be a leader. Let's say somebody can be loved by many people. Do you have the power to deliver, to understand there are other people in your community that is a country that are part of your country? You cannot hate the Jews, because the Jews are also part of your community and your country. So you can be a showman, you can be a business person, but to be a person that's dealing with people, you gotta care for everyone. The moment you start defeating yourself, you're hurting the other ones that belong to your country. So we have problems to make the leaders of the world a new politic for only 30 years. So one party is in power for 15 years. So we stop these national wars and international wars, because it's the first time in history that we have internet and we're entering into a new era. And the wars will get worse with multimedia. So we support ourselves to have a better life in the collective, in our environment. And the leaders feel the support of their people, left and right, to talk about what's better, not because the industry have this package to sell, but the industry itself wants to do what's best for the world and humanity. And if they like Telsa, well, they invest in Telsa. Not because it's another business, because Bill Gates is putting everyone against what is not for Bill Gates, because he wants the patrols and he wants to make it his way, and this was his enemy, and he will make business behind with Elon Musk, and in the public he will keep playing. Look, just stop all that, man. You made a together Opus Dei. I have said about the works of God come by the meaning in Latin. The work of God means the opera of God, the theater of God, the orchestra of God, the creation of God. So you're going to come together in the back, and then make the people believe you're against each other. So these are conversions of men who have been acting like this for millennials. And it's our first is about time to start creating with your feminine side. That's your perception that you learn with your mother, normally your mother. The perception, the sexual organ of the woman, of all herself, is of perceiving, which is also receiving and caring. Yeah. So you care by what you have perceived. It's different from the masculine energy, right? Oh, there's gonna dominate over us. Oh. So we have this environment. It's giggling all around us. Feels like home when it's welcome. Such is the kingdom of God, that sense. And there is beauty in it. Why so many artists has been painting women as if it's more beautiful? Or there is a sexual symbol. It's not a sexual symbol. Men have a sexual symbol. What are you putting? That's the beauty of being perceptive. So I'm not coming here to say, hey man, castrate yourself and be perceptive. But allow otherwise women to be. Don't steal from them. Don't change the trajectory of their work or their children. Or how they would like to embrace a family together, or they work with other women. Because you want women to triangulate themselves against each other for you. You want women to compare themselves with going to be your best servant, so they all serve you. The moment you recognize the feminine in the feminine, you allow it for yourself in your relationship. This is not about integrating your female aspect. No. You are a man. The same way, a woman is a woman. And this is respecting the polarities, respecting the characters. When you enter into the multiverse, you don't want to integrate the multiverse, then you don't have no multiverse. You just have one-dimensional, flat, dual. It's not even a story you want to be in. You're just dead watching it. And then saying, what else? No spark. So you want to transcend this and get to accept the differences. That is the beauty. A woman wouldn't be as beautiful if men wouldn't exist as men are. But for that, you would really love to love yourself. Because the moment you think that you are whom you are because of a woman, you have not matured to be a man of your own. The majority of people are still living under the psychology of a child, preteen, or teenager. The majority of the people have not evolved to mature. And we'll see throughout the next generations how is it happening on a healthy manner. And it's very easy, actually, when you let it be. just wanting to control it and manipulate it. And distortion is you're doing it against yourself. Because there's a greater self between you and the other. So our human consciousness is growing to its very best as God wills it. You will see it in our environment. So give a chance to the other as you draw your own limit. Keep giving a chance. We still have 15 years, and hopefully it can be given to the next party. No one is voting for the next 30 years, as there's a lot of work to do, not only in a technological field, but on a human-to-human interaction, to learn what is freedom of expression, to know things as they are. But right now, they're deleting and erasing the meaning of what it is to their behalf. If you don't take care of it, they're going to take over. But right now, they are taking over. And those who are allies, because they need to take care of administration as well, cannot expose them. Only the people can. And the people in the courts will have to do what's right. The people do have the power still to get to that degree. Freedom for what's right. There's so many that don't have the power to speak their mind for what they think is their rights. Imagine how much work you're doing for all those to at least practice. But what can you do? We do need interventions, and we will say thank you. Maybe not in that moment. As my therapist Devapat said, they won't thank you. And I said, but they will always remember. Sometime they would appreciate. It's not been perfect. And that is the beauty of the unknown. That's what keeps you moving. That's what makes it humble. That's what makes it more beautiful. When you feel receptive, soft skin, vulnerable to feel, to welcome the other. So whatever had happened, it's not that you will forgive, that you remember all the good moments together. What was good, that was felt together. No matter how resistant your skin gets later on to protect itself, and the outside world normally is. You have to be more aware. To have precaution. There's more uncertainty that can be against your life. You have to take care of strangers or situations. You need a harder skin to not get hurt or not get it personal, to be able to detect another sort of thinking that's not from emotional to reason before it happens as well. In your home, in your intimacy, you are this protected. You can enjoy more. You feel safe. Welcome. You don't need to prove anything or fake anything or leave it for another moment. That's how the home office should work in every nation with their own people. So I don't recommend to anyone to have national wars. And everything you do to another culture and country comes back to you. So you have white people in America hating the Spanish. The Spanish were there first in half of the land. The Native Americans were before. So who do you think you are? These are, territorial things. I am an immigrant in UK, so I'm very aware that of who I am. Other people that will come from Venezuela, and they are our guest. Sometimes I think you're so lost, You're not in your country. You don't have the support of your family, of what sustains you with your work and your people. And you're just talking like a lunatic, asking for work, Just, you look at the person like, just be quiet, don't say anything, and work hard, as every immigrant would coming to a new place. Lower your head, say thank you. It's not your country. It's like when you go to someone's house. You're eating from their food. So healing means recovery. It means regenerating. And we have ancestral memory does not exist, but is there. You can regenerate. And it creates bridge of understanding through the polarities of everything that broke in relation. It's not integration. This is this, and this is that, right? Understand the mechanics of opposites and every second dimension that conforms what is this from what is that. What is this system within this system, within this system, within this system, within this system. How is it working? Where is the schizophrenia? Where is it breaking? Does not compromise or one. Where is the betrayal? Where's the treason? If you're really smart, you would have come, as I did, to prevent from that. This is where the most clever, intelligent people on this earth support the leaders, on our spiritual leaders, and the leaders are also in communion with the spiritual source. They are bonded through many happenings. You can call them as you want, because they also swap places, all right? So don't think you are something forever, because it's always swap. It's meant to flip. It flips, all right? It's the constant evolution, all right? That's the beauty of mechanics. So I'm a woman, so any story I say, people think I'm talking about sex. But if it's a story made by a man, they don't think it's about sex. Everything I say in a story oh, it's about sex. Because they only think of women like also that sex is a sin. So woman is a sin. Sex is dirty because they come from that. A few people know that nature itself has the mechanics that sex also has. The tantrics know that. People that study religion but have submerged and becomes occult spirituality, they are celibate and they understand the importance of respecting the mechanics of nature and God as attraction that's forming energy. And they need society to be as productive and loving and creative as nature is. Even the trees have sex in the air. So even a celibate, master, priest, nun will not go and cut all the trees because they're having sex in the air. They will not castrate society with things to buy, to be independent, to not love one another. Then they will just kill the meaning of God, why God created us as well. They might be in another forms of spiritual communion and they still have problems to understand how souls come together, and sometimes with desire. But the nature also has these transformations from water to rain to ice, the water of being part of the formation of animals, being part of a form, the earth becoming through time other forms of earth and minerals and moving throughout compositions, how you transcend. So you become part of the art and an artist at the same time, being fumed into other colors, forms of reason. You start to think in another way as well, which is reasonable in that moment. Oh, okay. Some of you could dance with words, and some of you could dance by other people's words. Bye.